Unahin na rin sa Joy tayo.
What's happening there in Cebu?
We're still experiencing aftershock.
We are hoping that the situation there in Cebu will be fine. Back to you, Janela.
Thank you, Ivy. People here in Cebu were running into streets. Cars were abandoned and traffic was jammed following reports that the seawater was rising in the coastal areas of Cebu City. Panic enveloped Cebu City due to a tsunami scare brought about by the 6.9 magnitude that hit Cebu and Negros Island at 11:49 a.m. Monday. The tables are also known as Philippine Institute of Volcanology and Seismology issued tsunami alert 2 over the east coast of Negros and Western Cebu. It warned that the quake could trigger 3 foot or what was known as 1 meter waves. The Pacific Tsunami Warning Center didn't issue a warning. The U.S. Geological Survey recorded the quake that hit central Philippines at 11:49. Quake's epicenters were reported 72 kilometers north of Dumaguete, Negros Oriental, 74 kilometers west-northeast west of Tagbilaran, Bohol, and 80 kilometers west-southwest of Cebu. Science and Technology Secretary Mario Montero said 4 aftershocks were recorded by the people. People rushed out of schools, malls, and offices during the quake occasion in some areas. Died when a concrete fence of a house collapsed in Tayasan Town in Negros Oriental Province, said Benito Ramos, who heads the Office of Civil Defense. A mall in San Carlos City in neighboring Negros Occidental Province, also on Negros Island, was damaged when its windows were shattered by the tracking storm. The quake was also felt in central Cebu City, the country's second largest, where it lasted about 30 seconds. In Bacolod, 3 schools have so far suspended their class. These are Taitung High School, St. John's Infant, and University of St. Lazarus. The local disaster council reported the quake at 6.9 magnitude. Bob Mahadali, a Bacolod resident, said he felt the shaking for around 30 seconds. In Cebu City, court employees rushed out from the Palace of Justice suspending 4 city employees in Cebu City's IT Park were also
Thank you for your wonderful news. To foreign news, Eliza.
Thank you, Ivy. Today, Libya, an oil-rich nation in North Africa, spent more than 40 years under the erratic leadership of Colonel Muhammad el-Gaddafi, before a revolt pushed him from power in August 2011 after a 6-month struggle. On October 20, Colonel Gaddafi was killed as fighters battling the vestige of his fallen regime finally wrested control of his hometown of Sirte. The country was formally declared liberated 3 days later by the provisional government, the Transitional Council setting in motion the process of creating a new constitutional and an elected member voted to name as Prime Minister Abdelrahim El-Tif, an electronic engineer and Gaddafi critic, who spent most of his career abroad. But in months that followed, Libya began to founder, torn by the militaries who helped the revolution triumph. There remains optimism in Tripoli that because the country sits atop of so much in streets, the militaries are proving to be the scourge of the revolution's aftermath. A human rights watcher researcher estimated there are 250 separate militaries in coastal city of Misurata, the scene of perhaps the fiercest battle of the revolution. From being heroes, those militaries have become the most hated in the country. Back to you, Ivy.
Thank you. The weather, Rose.
According to the Philippine Red Cross, Typhoon Sendong exited the Philippine area of responsibility yesterday, December 18, but left at least 652 people dead and at least 800 still missing. Most of the fatalities are from Cagayan de Oro and Iligan cities, which were severely hit by flash floods. Data from the Philippine Red Cross showed that as 6:30 p.m. yesterday, there were 346 fatalities in Cagayan de Oro, 206 in Iligan City, 47 in Bukidnon, 35 in Negros Oriental, 9 in Lanao del Norte, 5 in Compostela Valley, 3 in Silvanga del Norte, and 1 in Surigao del Sur. Iligan City had the highest number of missing people with 447, followed by Cagayan de Oro with 348 and Negros Oriental with 13. Typhoon Sedong has already surpassed the death toll of Typhoon Ondoy in 2009, which killed at least 460 when it caused massive flooding in Metro Manila and nearby areas. Areas affected by Typhoon Sedong include 18 Village in Compostela Valley, 17 Pitch, and 8 in Dumaguete. At least 5,800 families or 20,433 individuals were also affected, with most of them in 23 evacuations.
Ay, sus ko. Ay, sedap na.
Condolence to one victims of Let's proceed to sports. Nito Donaire versus Wilfredo Vasquez Jr. Donaire wins split decision in action. San Leonardo based Nonito Donaire emerged victorious in his junior featherweight debut. We break down his split decisions victory over Wilfredo Vasquez Jr. For more boxing coverage, head over to Badlet. February 4, 2012, San Leonardo based Filipino fighter Nonito Donaire overcome a battered left hand to secure a split decision. Saturday evening over Wilfredo Vasquez Jr. Donaire claimed a pair of 170 to 110 decisions, while losing a battling 115 to 112 decisions. On the third scorecard as he won his debut fight in the junior featherweight ranks. The fight was quite close in the middle rounds, but Donaire seemed to put it away late after dropping Vasquez for an 80 count in the 19th round. I suppose a questionable scorecard should not be surprising in boxing.
Here we see the left uppercut come right up through the center. Even though Vasquez had his right hand on the side to protect for a left hook, Donar has that great sense that of talent of knowing where to throw certain punches that you can't give, and he brought it up right through the center.
Watch him pause, admire his work, look for the opening, and put him down.
Knowing where to throw certain punches that you can't give, and he brought it up right through the center.
Watch him pause, admire his work, look for the opening, and put him down. Patience.
Now let's proceed to entertain John Santos post Charis Samsi new show. Manila, Philippines, John Santos described his forthcoming year-end show, John to the World, which also features the company as a celebrity fiesta. It is a big, giant Christmas get-together. He said of this two-night show on December 5 and 6 at the Newport Theater Performing Arts at Resort World, Manila, known for his hilarious impersonations of famous people. John adds new characters like Shansi and Charis Pempen de Sara Penca. They are like my children. Previous favorites include Tita Gloring, Chrissy, Sharon Estrada, and Emparad Ate B. I like to use the term point of reference, John said. My characters are chosen because they are really like or there is strong public opinion about them. John points to the global Pinoys who shine wherever they go. He calls them local because of the ability to stay Pinoys even when they are away from the Philippines. Live entertainment involves going to new cities. He said visiting Los Angeles and Toronto as some of his regular gigs. Soft spot na rin ang Canada for me. I have the most family there and doon din kami nag-civil union. John added.
And where the says is blue. Thank you for watching our news. Good day, everyone.
Once again,
I'm Ivy Sanchez.